Okay, and we're back for some more Dream Daddy. Let's see. Ooh, soft
Welcome.
boy.
You've got dads.
I'm just achieving the soft dad. So he's night dad. He's a soft daddy. Alright. Well, I think we totally lucked out on the first date with Brian. Honest to God, I did not expect to do that well. Let's see how the second one goes. Dang. Oh, he messaged us first. Oh, also, I keep forgetting to save unless. We'll be fine. I always forget that the save option is always there, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Hey, Daisy and I are going fishing tomorrow. Are you in or out? Oh, I have a message from Brian. Oh no, I've been dreading this day. I accidentally boasted about my abilities as a fisherman to Brian, and now he's challenging me to another dad-off. I've been doing my fishing research online, but I'm nowhere close to being an expert. Still though, I have to accept. I type back to Brian. Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish. Make sure your mower is in good working order because you're gonna be all over my lawn this weekend. Too much, TomoDad. Tone it down a bit. That'll show him. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour. I had previously forgotten existed. Man, that's gonna be a rough start. Amanda comes in the room from the kitchen, eating a cheese stick by biting it off piece by piece like some kind of monster. Nom 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 nom. I didn't raise you like that. What? It's called string cheese and not chompy cheese for a reason, Amanda. Did you just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique, or what? No, Amanda, we have to go fishing tomorrow. Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog. How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scout, didn't you? Nope. My stint in the Scouts was brief and purely transactional. Thought I could get free cookies, but I didn't know that I had to, be outside and tie knots and stuff. But I have to beat Brian! Dad, let me tell you a story. Do you remember last summer how I applied for a job at that coffee shop across town? Give me a refresher. During the interview, they asked me if I knew how to work an espresso machine, and I really wanted the job, so I lied and said yes. On that first morning, there was a line out the door, and within half an hour, I severely burned my hand, and they told me to go home and never come back. I still have a scar from that. Of course I remember. What does that have to do with fishing? Are you serious, TomoDad? The burn is a metaphor, Dad. I don't get it. You can lead a horse to water. What do horses have to do with fish and burns? My God, TomoDad! You... Dad, please. I don't get your obsession with competing against Brian. You wouldn't understand. It's a dad thing. Please try explaining it to me. Okay. Brian's he just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposefully reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me. I have to beat him at his own game. That's not true. You can just let him win, and he will eventually get bored. Is that what you think is happening here? No, Amanda. Okay, I know that's what's happening.
Aww.
Alright, Pops. We should both be getting some sleep. See you in the morning? Night, Panda. Jeesh. Like, I can get competitive at times, but, like, this is, like, overboard. I brush my teeth and throw on some pajamas. I climb into bed, set my alarm, and close my eyes. Okay, sleep. We're not gonna go to sleep, are we? I am wide awake. I can't help but think about the last time I went fishing, hoping that there's something I can glean from it to give me an edge over Brian. I was about 9 years old. My dad woke me up one morning and told me to get dressed and meet him downstairs. It was still dark out. I had no idea what was going on, but before I knew it, we were both alone in a freezing cold lake. I had to sit there for hours while it got hot and muggy, the air thick with bugs. I picked at mosquito bites while my dad sat in stony silence, fishing pole in one hand and a beer in the other. We didn't catch anything. On the long drive home, my father brought me a pack of cigarettes, and what? He brought you a pack of cigarettes? And you were 9 years old? And didn't say a thing. That didn't help, and I think I have some repressed sadness about my father. I'll deal with that later. What's this? I'm sitting on a boat in the middle of a body of water. I can't see any land, but I know it's a lake. The water is placid and still. I'm holding a fishing pole. I don't understand why, but it feels like my life depends on catching fish right now. I cast my lure into the water and wait. And wait. And wait. My whole body is filled with hopelessness as I watch the line disappear into the depths below. You used the wrong lure. I look up and see my father, just as he looked that one cold morning, disapproving. I'm panicking now. I pull the lure up and try to grab a different one, but all of the lures in my tackle box are the exact same. I look up to my father for guidance, but he's gone. Oh, this is a bad dream. I try casting again, but I can't hold my footing. My boat tips over and I fall into the water, sinking further and further. I see the multitudes of fish that have been lying just below the surface, all swimming around me as if to taunt me. One fish swims up to me. He has Brian's eyes. Well, that's creepy. You gotta use neutral buoyancy to lure if you're trying to catch trout, buddy. Shit, was that a hint? Oh my god. Was that seriously a hint? Shit. Okay, I'm sorry I was being quiet for a moment. I quickly got out my game notebook and wrote down the tip that Fish Brian just told us. So I feel like that is gonna be a hint. So here's hoping. Oh goodness, excuse me. Drink water. Jesus. I jolt awake to the sound of my alarm. It's fishing day. That would explain the weird dream. I groggily slip on clothes and get ready. I spot Amanda's door half open and see her still curled up in a mountain of blankets. Walking over to her bed, I give her a tiny kiss on the forehead. Fishing day, kiddo. You ready? No. Well, you gotta get up. I can't do this without you. Also, stop sleeping in your clothes. Amanda pulls her comforter over her head. Never. Amanda. I'll get up in a minute. Alright, Brian should be here in 20, so you better not just go back to sleep. Amanda sticks her hand through the blanket to wave me away. I leave her room and make myself some coffee, and another cup with lots of cream and sugar for Amanda, whenever she gets up. Amanda eventually wanders in and chugs her coffee while I do word jumbles. I hear the doorbell ring. That must be Brian. Still rubbing our eyes, we walk outside and see Brian. He's decked out in fishing gear. Daisy's falling asleep next to him. Early bird gets the worm, buddy. You are way too chipper for the early morning. You ready to fish? I was born ready. My eyes narrow in on Brian. It's a good day to die. Hop on in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started. I walk over to the driver's side door and open it. Ah, puppy! Woof woof. Brian's dog immediately hops into the driver's seat, wagging his tail furiously. Can I see your license, sir? Maxwell, let Tomo sit. Maxwell obediently hops into the back to cuddle with Daisy. Amanda settles in next to Maxwell and Daisy... Amanda settles in next to Maxwell and Daisy and immediately falls asleep. You ready for an adventure? I'm ready for glory. Oh, man. I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio. Not a fan of country, but oh well. As I watch trees pass by. So, where exactly are we headed? It's about an hour north of here. A little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anybody else knows about it. Ooh, secret place. I brought everything we need so that we can catch some trout, have a nice little fire, and enjoy the nature. My fishing pole is in the shop, getting it tuned up. Do you maybe have an extra I could borrow? But of course. It's probably not as nice as it sounds like yours is, though. Right. We are so fucked. He's gonna know we're lying, like he probably knows we're lying right now. I am digging a hole here. I stare out at the forest lining in the highway. The sun is just barely over the horizon, scattering dusky pink light through the trees. For a split second, I spot a deer grazing on the side of the road before it leaps back into the brush. After a nice quiet drive, Brian eventually tells me to pull off the highway and onto a dirt road. The car bumps along until we reach a clearing that opens up to a magnificent lake. Well, here we are. Ooh, it is pretty. I step out of the car and help Brian unload our gear as Maxwell runs around us barking. The kids wake up and wander to the shore, where Daisy tries to teach Amanda how to skip rocks. Brian and I carry the tackle boxes and cooler down to the edge of the lake, where he has a canoe waiting. Ah, great! It's still in one piece. Hold on. Help me out with this, Maxwell. Oh wait, help me out with Maxwell. I help Brian place a tiny, dog-sized life vest onto Maxwell. Woof woof! Alright, your turn. Brian hands me a lime green life vest. What? Maybe if I fall in, you'll save me. I can swim, thanks, no thanks. Why is TomoDad being so stupid here? Never turn down a life jacket. You always put a fucking life jacket on. I don't care how good you are at swimming. You always have a life jacket on. Oh, I wouldn't choose any of these. Oh. Seriously? This is the closest one to a real answer I could think of, because I'm like, might as well ask someone to save me, because I know something is gonna happen. If I fall in, I'm counting on you to rescue me. Oh, he liked that? Okay. Suit yourself. Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks. You kids want to fish? I'm good with just throwing rocks into the water. Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gusto. Yeah, take that, water! Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them. What? Is that what we're doing? Daisy, don't you want to fish? I think catching fish is kind of inhumane. We're gonna go explore in the woods. Explore a day in the woods?